The black-eyed children, creepy visitors in the night. Imagine this. You're at home, late at night. There's a knock at the door. You peer through the peephole and see two children, heads down, dressed in outdated clothes. You open the door a crack, and they ask, "Can we come in? We need to use your phone." But something feels wrong. You realize they're too calm, too still, and then you see their eyes, completely black. No sclera, no iris, just endless, soulless black. The first reported encounter was in the 1990s in Texas. A man sitting in his car outside a movie theater was approached by two boys. They asked for a ride. He rolled his window up as dread consumed him. The boys grew insistent. "Let us in. We can't come in unless you invite us." That phrase triggered something primal. Vampiric lore. Demonic rules. The man sped away, but for days afterward, he felt watched. His electronics malfunctioned, his cat died mysteriously, and he woke up with unexplained nosebleeds. Similar stories have spread worldwide. People hear knocks in the middle of the night. Their dogs bark uncontrollably. Phones stop working, and when they open the door, they see them, always in pairs, always asking to come in. What happens if you say yes? No one truly knows. Some who did are never heard from again. Others were hospitalized with mysterious illnesses. One woman claimed her husband let two of them into their RV. Within a week, he was dead from an aggressive form of skin cancer, and she swears the children whispered to her in her sleep, "You shouldn't have let us in." Skeptics call them an urban legend, but there are too many reports, too consistent, too real. If they ever come knocking on your door, don't answer. The Banshee of Ireland was Death's screaming messenger. The Banshee is one of the oldest legends in Celtic folklore, dating back centuries. But to those who have heard her wails, it's not a story, it's a horrifying reality. She appears just before a death in the family, sometimes as a pale woman in a flowing white gown, her eyes red from endless crying. Other times she's a hunched old crone, combing her hair by moonlight. The sound she makes is unmistakable, a blood-curdling, soul-piercing wail that rises and falls like the wind through the dead. In 2019, a family in Galway, Ireland, claimed they heard the Banshee. The night before the grandfather passed, they were woken by a scream outside their window, a long, high-pitched shriek that seemed to come from the trees. The next morning, he died of a heart attack. The youngest daughter said she saw a woman brushing her hair by the river just before dawn. When she looked again, the woman vanished. Some say the Banshee is not evil, just a messenger. Others believe she is a cursed soul, doomed to announce death forever. Old stories say if you see her comb and take it, she will follow you until she gets it back, and you'll die in fear. One chilling tale tells of a man who laughed at the Banshee myth. That night, he heard the wailing and ran outside with a flashlight. There she was, floating inches above the ground, her face twisted in sorrow. He screamed, dropped the light, and ran. Days later, he was found dead in his bed, his face frozen in terror, hands clutching his ears. The Banshee doesn't need to be believed to be real. If you hear her cry, it's already too late. Aokigahara Forest, Japan's suicide forest. At the base of Japan's Mount Fuji is Aokigahara, a dense, twisted forest also known as the suicide forest. It's eerily quiet there. No bird song, no wind through the trees, just the heavy, suffocating silence. For decades, this forest has been the final destination for countless souls. Signs at the entrance plead with visitors. Your life is precious. Think of your family. But many who enter never leave. What makes it even more terrifying are the supernatural reports. People claim to see ghostly figures drifting between trees. Some hear footsteps following them, but see no one. Compasses spin out of control, and GPS signals vanish. Locals say the forest is cursed, inhabited by yokai, spirits of the dead, unable to move on. A photographer once ventured in to document the phenomenon. He followed a trail of colored tape left by previous visitors. Along the path, He found abandoned tents, shoes, and journals filled with despair. He turned a corner and saw a figure standing still, facing a tree. He called out, no response. When he got closer, the figure was gone. But the camera footage, it captured a shape walking across the path behind him. Some believe the forest amplifies hopelessness. Once inside, people feel lost, emotionally and mentally. There are stories of visitors becoming disoriented and running in circles for hours. Search teams regularly patrol the forest, often finding bodies hanging from trees or slumped in tents. What's worse, sometimes they find personal belongings, but no one, as if the person simply vanished. Whether it's psychological, paranormal, or both, Aokigahara is a place of sorrow and shadows, and many who enter never come back out.